A lot of homesteaders ask me, okay, I've got the homestead thing down, I checked off that box, I'm ready to go to another level. I'm ready to actually farm full time and make it commercial. Or some people say, well, I'm going to start with a homestead and with the vision of I'm going to take this commercial at some point. I'm going to quit my town job. I'm going to make a living from the farm. So what's kind of the ingredient list, the recipe for making that happen? And so I've got a couple little things. One is get a nest egg together. All right, stay with your job long enough to get a nest egg together, preferably a nest egg for at least 1 year, where you can live for 1 year and you can make it, even if things don't go just quite like you think they should. 1 year. 2 years is even better. You say, well, wow, Lance, that's going to take a whole lot of savings, a whole lot of nest egging. All right, you got to learn how to live frugal. That means there's no eating out, there's no movies, there's no vacation, there's no Disney trips, there's no Netflix, there's no nothing. Strip your life down to the most frugal thing. If you can live in a tent, if you can live in an RV, all right, strip your life down to live frugally. It won't always be this way. It's that initial indebtedness and capital tie down that you can never get. It gets you on a treadmill and you just can't get off of it. So get out of debt, get a nest egg, start living frugally. That's the critical thing. And then the next one is you want to have 1 or 2 income streams that you feel really confident about. That means that you need to become a master at something. And ideally, it's something that's not a luxury item, okay, and not exotic, what I call an everyman food, an everyday food. That's one of the reasons I like chickens, as opposed to something like beef or llama or ostrich, okay? Am I opposed to those? No, but it's an exotic market. It's a luxury item. It's not everyday stuff. You want consumable things that people are going to keep coming back for and back for and back for. That was the secret of Snuffy Smith and Loweasy, in the comic strips, butter and egg money, okay? The old butter and egg money. It wasn't the main part of the farmer's income, but it was cash flow. So you've got to think of something that people keep buying all the time, year-round, so that every week you're selling something. Because most businesses fail, not because they don't have a service, or a good service or a good product. They fail because they don't have cash flow, and your bills are piling up, and you've got to lag, while the money's coming in. And so that's why things like milk, eggs, chicken, stuff that people eat all the time, ground beef, okay, sausage, all right, those are things that people eat all the time, and you can make it better than anybody else, and you can offer that. Of course, sales is another whole topic that we can't completely get into here by any means, but the value added is so critical, because when you're small and you're starting, you need to wear all the hats of the middlemen, because you can't make it on commodity prices. As a small outfit, you'll never be able to make it in the low margins that scale does. But you can create artisanal craft items at full retail value. So you need to own the production hat, the processing hat, the marketing hat, and the distribution hat. All those components, and get that full retail dollar. That gets you off the scale treadmill, and then you can be better instead of being bigger. You don't have to borrow money to get better. All you have to do is get your protocols better, do some better experiments so you can become better. You can always build a better mousetrap. It's hard to build a bigger scale mousetrap company. So we've got get your nest egg together, get out of debt, start living frugally. See how cheaply you can live. What's the lowest you can live? Drop your frugality down. The reason you want to do that before you make your break is because a lot of times one person's tolerance level for frugal living is very different than another person's tolerance level for frugal living. You better discover that before you quit your job and make your leap, okay? Get that well underway, so that you're on the same page about what frugal living is. And then develop 2-3 enterprises, feel really confident about those, that you can scale those, get your value added together, figure out your brand, start right away with your LLC. Look, One of the main reasons everybody should have a business is so you can live your life on pre-tax dollars. The business can own your car. The business can pay your phone bills. The business can rent your home office. And that way, your personal income drops way down and you don't have to earn very much, which reduces your tax bite. So all these things are a recipe to simplify your life, drop it down, get it disentangled from government tentacles, and be able to live on way less. When Teresa and I started, we lived on $300 a month. We drove a $50 car. All of our college buddies were driving, $10,000 cars. If we didn't grow it, we didn't eat it, we didn't go anywhere. We didn't take a vacation for 7 years. But that early frugal living is coming back to be cashed in now. If we had started with debt, we'd have been on a treadmill that would have pushed us to not be able to innovate. We wouldn't have the freedom to innovate because we'd always been chasing the dollar to pay that debt. So if you want the freedom to innovate, the freedom to experiment and explore and figure out what works, you got to free yourself from that financial treadmill. A little bit of cushion, a little bit of capital cushion. Make sure you're in agreement with the family, frugal living, do for yourself, develop really good mastery on a couple things, value add, you're up and running.